semifinal for the ESL 1 Road to Rio. We're going to be kicking things off on Inferno, and have no doubt there will be a vertigo in the cards. It's the second map, and settling it all on Train should we have to.
Yeah, it's a rematch for Gen.G and one where they're out for revenge. Cloud9 have bested them in both of the series that these guys have played most recently. And so now we see if Gen.G can stop history from repeating itself. And a three-man mid-push in the pistol round puts them behind enemy lines. Automatic showing up with a double. Som was alone at the B site while this three-man mid-push comes in. And so he does get one before getting dropped. Kind of done enough in this job alone at the B site. Motum and Sonic. Ooh dear, hiding in this smoke. Sonic somehow gets away with one. They're trying to turn this round back in their favor, but the flashbangs are good from Gen.G. And so the defuse is going to come on through. Automatic with 3 kills. And the first round on the board for the side of Gen.G Esports. They're looking to get off to a good start here on Inferno.
Yeah, Gen.G setting a precedent. I love that pistol. They just rush down mid, and Cloud9 gets so bogged into whatever their game plan was, they didn't even consider looking behind them. There was a late player on the ramp that did try and fight back, but it was after Automatic had already taken a kill from the back line. And, well, Gen.G, they're going to take the pistol here. 1-0 lead. Cloud9 with a force. And we got a pretty decent investment here. AK, Galil, a couple of SMGs, so still a chance here for Cloud9 to make things interesting in round number 2. This time a little more patient, a little more prepared, maybe, as they hold for any aggression, hold for any pushing from Gen.G. It's a double boost on top of the wood of the car. Som does get a kill fading off through that smoke. That's a bit silly. That shouldn't happen. And Cloud9 are not going to be happy with it, but back up Banana they go with a flashbang. Gen.G have set up safely inside of the site. With a re-smoke down, Cloud9 have prohibited access.
Wow, Cloud9 looking like they want to try and get into this B side now. They're going to drop the CT smoke. And that will leave Som hung out to dry in CT. He now has to try and defend this site alone. He tries to go through the smoke while being blinded. And perhaps unsurprisingly, that leads to his demise. So now this B site belonging to Cloud9, looking like they might have just clawed their way back into this game very, very early on. With forced by success in the second. The nade's going to rain on in. Doesn't find any damage.
No, it does not.
At what point do you just write this off? There's a nice bit of wallbang damage there from Automatic. He actually almost killed JT up here on top, but it's left to Buntet to do the dirty. And Daps now in a 1v2. Nothing to really offer us here. Sadly, time's already ticked down too low, so he's just looking to take these players down with the bomb. And he's not able to do it. Daps is going to have to run away. Cloud9, they'll put their first on the board with this force buy.
Yeah, that's a danger of Gen.G not wanting to rotate, right? Cloud9 take Banana, and because Gen.G have a man advantage, they think, okay, we can continue to run, 2B, which is fine. That's not a problem. But Cloud9, they show us the Inferno 101, right? A quick B pop with a nice flash. They get 2 kills immediately. And if that happens, if you're on the T side of Inferno and you get 2 kills in the space of a couple of seconds, more often than not, you're just going to win the round because quick bomb plant and Gen.G are cut out of the site. A late retake that doesn't work out for them. And now forced by the third. Cloud9 in control of the economy. We talk about how winning the second round often puts you in a better position than winning the pistol economically. Not only does it give you full weapons, but it also really hurts the CTs, especially in this case. Gen.G, they had to force it. They had no other choice. And in the likely event it doesn't go their way, it will be a full eco in the follow-up. Cloud9 could go 3-1 if they just find this conversion. But that is the difficulty, right? Finding the conversions. Gen.G playing smokes towards B, and they have enough utility. Cloud9 go contact. They're going to beat the smokes. This is a great call from Cloud9, and they need the kills behind it. Som's got one with a deagle, but he gets traded. Sonic comes through, and a double flash assist from OC puts Cloud9 in control.
Yeah, this might just have to be a save for Gen.G. They don't want to have to do it, but they might have to do it. And that's just the way it is sometimes. This B site proving to be a bit of a problem here. This force fight, not enough to answer back for the Gen.G side, and they will look to get out of there. Something that I think is pretty interesting, right? Is like you look at Gen.G, you look at where they find themselves in this group, right? Only losing to Cloud9 throughout the entirety of the road to Rio thus far. And then you compare these teams on, like, you know, you look at like the stats, right? And I would say they're more like firepower-esque stats, you know, like the top performers, opening kills. A lot of these ones lean in favor of Cloud9, like OC, for example. He's got the second highest entry success rate of the entire NA road to Rio at like 64% almost, which is just unreal. But where Gen.G really do come out ahead is in their flashbangs. The guys that you're looking for that are Daps and Kusta, and they've been instrumental. So Gen.G, a team that love a good old tactic over the brute force.
Of course.
And that's kind of what you'd expect, right, from a Daps-led team.
Yeah, you know, that is, I guess that's a testament to one of the true IGLs in the game, you know, that is strictly dedicated to that, not known for his fragability.
The Canadian Hundred, some call him.
Yeah, I think he has definitely been called that before. Also, maybe in the Canadian Ocean, even though he is Canadian. So, anyway, Bentech.
Oh, dear.
Look what he's done already in this round. He's created a little bit of a problem here for Cloud9 Daps. Speaking of which, speaking of the man himself, he's going to find 59 damage here. And it's just JT that's able to respond on him. Plenty of time. And we're looking at a plant here, no problem from the side of Cloud9 by Floppy. Now, interestingly enough, you noted that this is a player we should be watching, and you are exactly right. Yesterday, he goes on a bonkers game there for that last map of the series.
Yeah, Cloud9 were able to beat Envy in a 2-1 affair. Sonic being at the forefront of the pit. He's got a shot through the smoke. That is obscene. Bentet through a wall doesn't even get seen. And Automatic won't be either as he looks to save his weapon. Could potentially do damage to an exiting Apps player. Sonic has a poke, but could just save in the pit here. He's on full health, and it's a very deep bomb plant as well. Automatic will be just fine in the apartments, and he peels off to give Cloud9 their third. And this is what we talked about, right? When Cloud9 won that second round, this is often what you see, especially if the T's are the one to force and find success, because that CT economy trace, that's so much more expensive.
So let's just go a step further here, guys, because I was privy to watching a video released by Gen.G prior to this matchup, right? And it had subtitles, so there's no way my boomer hearing caught up with me in that moment. It's Daps, and you could probably find this over on Gen.G's Twitter. Daps is saying that it is hard to play against Cloud9 on the internet.
Yeah, you know, I think
keywords there, but on the internet.
If there was a local area network potentially, Trace, maybe things would be different. Is that what he's implying?
I'm thinking maybe yes. That I'm not going to play that for him.
Man, if only we could abbreviate local area network into something more snappy, like
local area network or LAN or.
Well, your LAN would work.
LAN could work. That's not bad.
We might have to pattern that one, Trace. I think you're onto something there.
I'll try, man. Anyway.
Because I was thinking like frag room, and that's just not the... doesn't have the same ring to it. Yeah, that basically is it. Over here, towards the apartments, Floppy, looking to put on a frag show as he's here alone, trying to keep the attention of Gen.G over at A. And if you look at the mini-map and you can see the color blue, you'll note that there's 4 players over here for Gen.G. So Floppy's done a very good job of selling this fake. Som has got a lot to answer for at B, but only able to provide us with one. Floppy now activating on this lurk roll, only good for one of his own, but it's very much delayed this rotation from Gen.G and giving Cloud9 more than a fighting chance in this round. A bomb planted. And Gen.G still not with all 3 players even at this site. They've got to try and be a little bit speedy here. That kit on Daps buys them some extra time. His smoke is definitely going to come in handy. That gets thrown down towards Banana, and that will cut Sonic out of the round. So temporarily, but very much temporarily, there's a 2-on-3 inside of the site. Buntet wins the first 2. Daps now coming in from CT, needs to help his teammate out, but Buntet does it all. And Daps with the kit is able to get on that bomb, puts a second on the board for Gen.G. They managed to make that retake happen on the back of Buntet.
Godlike stuff for Buntet.
That was legendary. The flick onto OC as well, right? OC's throwing a flashbang towards CT. You know, not the safest flash at all. He peeks into a fight. He could have just banged it off of a wall behind him, but he goes for a high flash. He thinks it's going to work onto Buntet potentially, or maybe he was just throwing it for his teammate in Banana, but Buntet just flicks back. I want to see that second kill. There's the first, the flick for Buntet, and he even closes it with the third kill.
He's patient too.
Yeah. Perfect peak. It doesn't get better than that. Buntet very ready, and Gen.G back on the board. A 3-on-3 retake that goes their way. That was a nice fast execute from Cloud9, and they won't slow down here though. OC picking up some to start the round.
Cloud9 Esports. Man, it's been a long road for this Counter-Strike division. Kind of crazy to look back on from time to time. Nonetheless, that's not this time. What we are looking at is the South Africa core with their eyes set over towards A. They're going to drop a Molotov underneath Porch and begin the ever so tedious process of clearing top mid. But of course, another Molotov comes flying in.
As they often do.
As they will.
Cloud9 just going through the motions here. What's good, of course, is that early B pick. It means that Mortimer's got the top of Banana, and at any point they can double back into the site. Daps, that's huge. He gets a kill, and he rotates. He's reading this. He's already ahead of Cloud9. They haven't even sent the bomb back, and they won't, because Automatic has swung in the middle. He's dropped OC and JT. He's dropped the bomb, and he's left Cloud9 in an awful spot. If they want to try and go pick that back up, Automatic can always go back in for more. And there's still a double B setup as well, because Daps is coming on this rotation. Modem thinks he is there at the right time, but that CT smoke shows him that there's likely a second player here. One should be in the site, and that's Kusta right now. Cloud9 are going to get the bomb back, given by Automatic, but committing into a 2-on-2, Gen.G are ready.
Yeah, Daps ready to spring out from the coffins, but Kusta did not provide much resistance, leaves a lot of the pressure on Daps, and he does manage one, leaving it now down to Floppy here. Does get the bomb planted, and this is probably the man you would want in this clutch scenario, but Buntet is on a bit of a tear today. Deals with him on that first peak. Defuse going to come through, and a third now on the board for Gen.G as they get this one tied up. I think this series definitely going to live up to the promise of being an exciting, close one, right? Like one of the big question marks can be Buntet, because it does feel like 80% of the time he's stellar, but then there's that 20% where he can drop off, and right now he's hitting everything. That's what we want to see for Gen.G, because he is one of the key players in this squad.
Bintet, more like Bantet, you know what I'm saying? Because he is out of control right now. I'm kidding, that was pretty rough. Nonetheless, it is a tie ball game all around the edges here, fellas, and you have to consider that. Gen.G are not going to be going down without a fight, as they've shown in that last round. A couple of swift peaks there. Daps getting a couple kills. And that's just about all it takes.
That swing off Automatic is everything as well, right? He gets the bomb, but he completely disrupts that rotate from Cloud9 that would have put them in a great spot. Molly burns Som out, and even with a flashbang, JT's ready for it. Can't get the repeat, but OC does with the trade onto Kusta, and now it just leaves, again, one man on B. These fast, aggressive B rounds for Cloud9 have put them in a lot of post plants. Post plants that they haven't always converted, but they've got to get there first, and Daps is making that hard. Sonic will trade him as he goes out for more, and Cloud9 have it in a 3-on-2. Smoke is still down at CT, and they've got more to throw through if Cloud9 need. Will allow time for the bomb plant as Gen.G set up for a retake. But an Automatic, it's so winnable with these two. Automatic going to flash through. Oh, no, he hasn't stopped the plant, but he has killed Sonic right as it goes down.
Buntet now. These smokes concealing the movements of the players back in the site. He drops the smoke down towards Banana. And while that won't cut anyone off, it's good for Buntet because now he doesn't really have to acknowledge this position. He can focus on backing the bomb site. However, both players swinging on out proves to be a little too much for him. And 4 now on the board. No money over on the Gen.G side, so Cloud9 might look to get back on this kind of streak once again as they now stand in a position where they can put a couple together in a row.
Streak, you say?
Yeah,
sounds like
my favorite Monopoly property.
Dangerous place he got there, yeah.
Ooh,
maybe
it's a force.
We'll see Hansel Ferdinand on Streak Street. Maybe not.
Yeah, this is an interesting buy from Gen.G. I'm not going to argue against it, considering it's early in the game. You're often going to see force buys up to that 10-round mark very commonly as teams try and get hold over the economy. Automatic is saving for the AWP, so there's still, doubt in the mind of Gen.G, as there should be with such a buy. Pistols and armor with the smokes to delay. Last time we saw Gen.G go for this buy where they try and stall the round out with these smoke grenades and the choke points. Cloud9 went for a contact B play. They threw that CT smoke on the fly and were able to therefore get through it without Gen.G being able to react. Cloud9 have been very good towards his B site, but right now holding it safe with players towards the top and middle. Don't be surprised if Cloud9 once again push up on the A site and then fall back into a late B execute. That seems to be their bread and butter. They're hunting kills right now. Automatic's going to have to go back lane side and look at the bomb. It's already wrapped. It's already gone back. It's in the B banana area, and Cloud9 are about to hit into the site. No utility left. This could get messy.
Yeah, a lot set up here towards the top of Banana, 5 deep, in fact. Here come the grenades. They're going to go for it. Full sin right here. Kusta playing a position that he probably stole from me. But he's only good for 1 there. JT's going to be able to find 1. Now, that does make things interesting. Som is able to get a shot back into this fight, which does keep us within 1. Oh, there you go. He's going to continue to tear with the Deagle. He stops the bomb plant. 20 seconds left. They're going to have to press the issue. Now it's Cloud9. They're going to get the bomb planted.
Oh dear. Buntet with the CZ, and now it's all on OC. Oh dear, he's getting pressured from everywhere. What can he even do? He will falter as Buntet provides a double. Defuse comes in. Gen.G gonna get that 4th. Som with 2 stellar deeks through the smoke, no less.
Yeah, that was just a random click through smoke. I'm pretty sure. If we get that on the replay, that's gonna look ridiculous from Som. And even the wallbang to delay the plant as well. Look at this, just out of nowhere, based off of nothing but audio. And Som even drops the bomb as it was getting planted. Now that kill is everything as well. He drops a bomb as it's getting planted. And not only is that a kill, but it means Cloud9's plant is delayed. And therefore, as soon as they get it down the second time, there's an instant peek from Buntet, and he kills the plant with the CZ. So yeah, it stalls it out enough for that rotation to come in for Gen.G, and it's a pistol round victory for them. I thought that was never going to happen. Kusta, he does a great job on the defense, gets 1, puts JT on 10, and even though Gen.G had a 4-man A setup in that round, they still retake it without a kit.
And it's Buntet that continues to put Cloud9 on blast, 10-3 currently. And with this timeout coming to a close, it's going to be an interesting buy. Quite the unique purchase here for Cloud9.
Yeah, trying to keep that heat on, right? Trying to stop Gen.G getting too comfortable and building up much of a bank of their own. This does have its risks for Cloud9, though. And with this many MAC-10s in play, we're going to be looking for something a little bit more speedy. Buntet has also had a very similar idea. He aggresses down into mid. Now, he is trapped here. Gonna have to fight his way out, the old-fashioned way. And JT, well, he's a modern man. He will shut down Buntet on that peak. And we're into a 3-on-3. Floppy's P250 somehow making quick work of Daps over in the apartment. This A-play looking inevitable now for Cloud9. And Molotov actually has now slowed things right down. And maybe they might have a moment to reconsider this on the Cloud9 side. They do still have plenty of time. And at this point, you know, it might feel kind of tempting to keep this pace up, but I wonder if that's what we're going to see. They do switch things up a little bit. They go back into middle with 1, still leaving 2 players over in the apartments, and that mid-man draws the attention away for just a moment, and that's enough to allow these players out from the apartments. Kusta left in a very unlikely 1v3.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for the AWP there for Gen.G. I think it was automatic fighting short, right? He sees a flash go over. He thinks he can get a kill, but that flash is popping Cloud9 out behind him, and he doesn't realize until it's already too late, until Cloud9 are already out on the short side, and they'll take him down with ease. A free AWP upgrade for Cloud9 if they want it. And a 5th round taken. So back and forth. No one, you know, making sense of this game right now. The ecos have been won for both teams, and Cloud9, that was a bit of a rugged force buy that they put together, but they will come out on top. 5-4. And this is a great game already. This is proving to be a really entertaining series. I think we're going to have, you know, an extremely competitive BO3 on our hands here.
Yeah, it's Cloud9 that are, you know, the only team so far in this series to string together 3 rounds in a row. And that's off the back of winning that 2nd round of the half, so...
Yeah.
All things considered, yeah, it's been a wild ride for both sides. Now it's going to be Cloud9 with better weaponry and Gen.G.
And, you know, like we were talking about coming into this game, it's like this is a big matchup because while we have Liquid and EG sitting at #1 and #2 in terms of North American squads, I'm kind of discounting the Brazilians and the Australians here for the sake of the argument. Gen.G and Cloud9, they're in competition for that close 3rd place. Who is #3 out of North America? Well, this certainly could answer that.
Well, and this is where I kind of have to go against you a little bit here. Not that it's a particularly right time for the conversation, but nonetheless, these teams play in North America.
Oh, yeah, no.
The organizations are North American-based. And while their nationalities aren't necessarily North American or Canadian American, whatever, I think you want to talk about proof in the pudding. So be it.
Well, no, I'm not arguing about, you know, the argument of, you know, do these teams count as North American? I'm just saying... who's the best American-Canadian team.
So what you're saying is is you
what?
hate 100 Thieves and MIBR.
They're actually some of my favorite teams, Trace. But
Okay, just want to make sure we were clear. Want to make sure everyone knew.
I mean, it's really hard to you know, rate these teams like 100 Thieves, Fury, MIBR right now anyway, right? Given the fact that we're all online and you know, there's so many games and results are, you know, changing every day.
I feel like I've tuned into like a political stream.
No,
You
I just think
guys-
it's an interesting conversation. I just,
Yeah.
I'll shut up. You guys cast the round.
No, you guys go ahead.
No, man, I actually love it, Hugo. I love the topics
it's okay,
you bring
Hugo.
up.
Let's let
Here's
Harry take
Sam
it.
over at the back of the site with a deagle. And a little less conversation, a little more action, please, in this round now. Kusta does manage to put up one onto JT, looking to get out of danger. Bit of damage exchange through that smoke, but when I say a bit, I really do mean a bit. Not really anything to write home about. This bomb is now ticking away, and Gen.G trying to get set up. They do have 3 flashbangs to try and make this happen, but it's the flashes of Cloud9 and Floppy in particular that kickstart this one for Cloud9. But oh my goodness, is the response through from Gen.G. Floppy left in what was a 1v3, now 1v1, but Kusta is on this bomb. He's sticking it. And that is enough. Floppy delivering 2 of the 3 kills required, and all the while that was going on, Kusta was just defusing. 5 now on the board for Gen.G. It's another B-side retake that they're able to see through to the very, very end.
Yeah, and that's actually really impressive how many they've gotten away with, right? Like, when we look at this scoreboard so far, out of the, 10 rounds of play we've had, there's only been 1 round where it's come down to kills. The other 9 rounds have either been defuses, 5 for Gen.G, all their rounds have been defuses, or bomb explosions for Cloud9 and Gen.G saving weapons. Those have really been the only rounds we've had. And while, you know, you could argue that that is common for a map like Inferno, I'd say saves are far more common than retakes in this map. Gen.G haven't lost, or sorry, not haven't lost a retake, but have only won retakes rather. And that's put us in a very weird position. Cloud9 dropping the ball in some of these B-side post plants. But money has been a problem for both sides. Cloud9 want to keep the pace fast again, jumping out the apartments with the wall of smokes. Bentet's flashed out, he can't see a thing. Floppy's got another opener, just automatic on the site, only good for 1. And this time, this should be a retake that won't even be considered by Gen.G. The kills come through so fast, they are too far away, and someone Kusta will have to save on B.
And again, we see a defense fall here for Gen.G. That's going to be a big problem here as we start to develop into the later stages of this half. I mean, it's 5-6 currently, or it will be here in a second, but you just look at the defensive side of Gen.G, and it seems like they fall like a house of cards inside the sites.
Yeah, they really do, right? Like, because, you know, you see like the 5 retakes with 5 diffuses coming in for Gen.G as to how they've got this scoreline on the board. But the fact that the bomb has gone down in so many of these rounds, in fact, all but 1, right, it is showing that there is a bit of a problem in terms of this opening fight at either bomb site. And, you know, be it A or B, they have just been faltering usually at the first sign of trouble from Cloud9. And that's what we were kind of saying. This Cloud9 squad, they're great at brute forcing their way past you. That is where they're going to excel. And they're using that to their fullest advantage right now versus Gen.G.
That is the key as well, right? Sorry to cut you off, Trace. It's the speed at which Cloud9 commit. They don't mess around with like fakes or defaulting for a minute and a half unless they have to, right? Unless the utility is there for Gen.G. Cloud9, they'll take banana, they'll show face in mid, but they'll hit B before Gen.G are even considering where the bomb's going. And I like that from Cloud9. They don't wait out the clock. They don't, you know, use the entire round time. They just go when they feel it's right. And more often than not, they are right. So 6-5 on the board right now. We even saw those old school Danish optic wall of smokes outside of the pit on A just there. I love seeing that when you set up a wall of smokes, you get a player in the pit from Valk, and then you just let them work the round. You let them work the A site.
They just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't even need to stop there because they got killed so quickly, but that is normally what you do. You normally wait until the smokes fade, but Cloud9, they don't like waiting. As you can see, Modern jumping through a smoke, maybe getting a bit optimistic here, but they want the kill before that rotate comes through. You can see Automatic's double back. He's not convinced because Cloud9 have stopped behind this smoke. Floppy cycling guns out the map, and they're going to double back. Cloud9 not even going mid as well. They take an alternative route to ult to try and get themselves into the apartments.
That's 2 alts and a left, and you're there. Or in this case, it's going to be 2 going up alt, 1 there in middle in the size of Floppy. Taking it slow because they do have some time to work with here, but albeit Som, really unsure where to watch at this point, it seems.
Something to bear in mind is that Buntet over here at the A bomb site still had that smoke, and he's just gone ahead and throwing that out now into the balcony. Perfect timing on this, right? Because now Cloud9 have got to commit through it, and this has divided this push. Sonic, sure, he deals with Som, but Buntet, they've still got to try and get past him, and he lines them up with the MP9, helped out by Sonic. A 6th round on the board for Gen.G, and that little hold from Buntet all falls into place.
Doesn't help that the low HP player kills the full HP player. That really doesn't help.
I don't think that was in the actual, dry run they did before they got into the game. But we do have a pause on our hands. Looks like a tech of variety, so we'll have to get an update on that. But anyway, go ahead, Harry.
Oh, no, man, don't worry. Mine was like a timing-based joke, Trace. And you see that yeah, it kind of has. And so some things just never see the light of day. I don't think I've seen the light of day in a
many
while.
weeks. Yeah. Been kept up in the studio, just watching Counter-Strike on repeat.
Yeah, between this studio and the studio at home where we put together the mixtapes.
Yeah.
A lot of time.
I can't wait to drop them, man. The music video is fresh.
They're hot, man. We got the
It's actually real good.
And the cricket stuff.
Gaussian blur all over everything.
We actually got a golden Honda, it looks golden, the one we passed earlier, gold-plated.
Golden Hunden. Yes, it's awesome, dude.
That is the name of our first song, actually, Gold Hunden.
I got an iced out Hunden chain. You know what I'm saying? Drip too hard.
50K on your wrist.
Okay, well, we've lost the plot, and ultimately it does look like we've lost the timeout as well. Freeze time coming to an end. Thank goodness Harry probably about to say something he'd regret.
I often am not far away from it, and now 6-6, all tied up still as we head into round 13. This game continues to be neck and neck and shows absolutely no sign of varying off of that track. Cloud9 going to go back to trying to grab some of this apps control early on in the round. Gen.G still very paranoid about these B hits. Do have a triple B set up early on. And so there is a timing, there is a world in which Cloud9 just decide to commit into this site, right? Because for once, they're not contesting Banana at all, and that's usually the case. If you want to go back to B, you'll leave a man there just to deny this deep control. Now, Gen.G, they've got that deep control, that I'm talking about. And so this has led to the rotation back from Som. He still arrives a little bit late at the bomb site, and so it's a bit of an awkward one, but he is able to hold the line. He doubles up, and this leaves it all on Tomatum in a 1v3. This rotation coming in from Gen.G, these two players that pushed aggressively down Banana have already arrived at the short side. And
Jiggle, wiggle.
I'm just waving them goodbye as he goes down.
Please miss.
Please. Oh.
Yeah, didn't clear that angle fully to the left, right? Checks the corner, but a player had actually crept out on the porch and, yeah, wasn't ready for that one. Was really just trying to focus on the plant. And you can see why. Cloud9 have no money here. Finally, it's going to be drained from underneath them. Gen.G with a chance to find their first 3 rounds in a row in this game. It's only been double trouble for most of these guys. And, well, now this should be their chance. Cloud9 have almost nothing to play with. It's going to be a fast B approach, but Buntet knows it. He's read the situation well. He's coming in on a big flank. Som can't get anything done, though. Kusta needs a kill at minimum. He needs a few, to be honest. His guns are going to be available for Cloud9 if they kill him. Kusta with another, dropping everyone here. The spray is good, and Kusta will save the day on this B bomb site. 4 kills. Modern desperately fighting for his life, but he's already ran out of ammo, and Automatic will make it so. 8 rounds for Gen.G. They deal with the eco.
Big Kuster coming into the last round of the half. Good stuff here. Great hold on B. See, he decides to take a couple shots here towards Pool and then hold on because he knows that OC's going to be pressing off to the side. He's able to close the round out. So all in all, great stuff from Kusta. A player that has been around for quite some time. He has seen just about everything.
And also,
good and bad.
Even individually in this map, he's gone through like a great turnaround in these last few rounds for Gen.G, right? Like he was 0-5, or 0-6, sorry, at one point in time. And now he sits second on the board for his team at 11-9. So that is actually a nuts turnaround when you think about it. Som going aggressively down here at Banana. You know, with Kusta starting to look better and more confident over towards B, I feel like we've seen Gen.G a lot more willing to pressure Banana. And the results are there. The proof is in the pudding. Kusta besting OC at the first hurdle and now getting the hell out of there with a man advantage for Gen.G. It's a 4-on-5 for Cloud9 as they desperately try and hold on here at the end of the half.
good flash from Sonic. It's going to force automatic back. He almost hits the timing shot to the boiler player, but Floppy will live to fight another day and go back to the halls. Meanwhile, Cloud9, no utility but 2 smokes, so they have to play in a smoke. This is better than, you know, flashing, considering they don't have that. And Sonic is going to work out to find a kill onto Daps. Now, BCT is open, but Cloud9 have no banana control, so they're going to commit to taking A. Motten wants to try and make things precarious for Gen.G and cut off those rotates. He's done that. Sonic has got another as well. B player pushing now, but Tet on the site. They don't check him, but he whiffs the spray. He needed 2 there, as Som's now left in a clutch. Up for the task, but a 1-on-3 for the end of the half. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, I wonder if the planner heard him. Saw him. That 1-on-3 that we promised. He's going to peek out here. He's going to get spotted. Now they know exactly where he is. Time is of the essence. He looks to grab Floppy's head right here through the side of the pit. No one wants to peek him. Som can be a hot shot, but right now, no shots are there to be taken. He takes one on the bottom. That does start to heat things up, but ultimately the fights just were not going to go his way, and neither is the half for Cloud9. Down by 1, we look at an 8-7 scoreline. We switch the script, and we go to the second half of play when we return. This is the ESL1 Road to Rio.
Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we on the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so high they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive. I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I passed the point of no return, something is calling me. It's in the air that I breathe. Will bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Map 1, Inferno. Map 2, Vertigo. Map 3, Train. But of course, in the server, it's 2 names. Cloud9 and Gen.G are the ones that we're looking at. And a very close half of play thus far. 8-7. Really couldn't get much closer than that. And we're going to look at what these teams could do in the second half of play as Gen.G switches over to this T side. Welcome back to the ESL1 Road to Rio. We got Harry and Hugo in the booth with me, and we're ready to spice it up, slice it up. Whoever spice it up. Might have said that twice.
Yeah, but you know, if you say spice twice, it's twice as nice. And down here towards Banana, there's a bit of an exchange early on. Now, ultimately, Gen.G pretty content with the 4-on-4. Automatic, still pushing, still prodding, and not quite killing.
Get out.
As there's a bit of damage exchanged on either side. Automatic tries to lay it to rest, and he does spot that there's two players over at top B. And this is where the rest of Gen.G go, well, you know, this means there's one guy at A. We know where he is. He's over at short, and now he's in the ground. So, Motom and JT left in the 2-on-3, both rotating up through mid. Gen.G know this, they have the information, they saw them at Banana, and Daps now hears the footsteps. Motom was holding for this flank for a good while, and now it looks to come through. Motom will go back and check it. They know that Daps is here, and he's just being a nuisance. That might be enough, because so much time is ticked off of this bomb. JT with 1 point of health, and this one is a bit of a reach. He backs on out. Gen.G, they'll take a 9.
Definitely a rough one for OC there, right? Like 4-14 already. He's having a rough game. And then I didn't catch what happened because we were watching B, but he runs. Yeah, I know, that's kind of crazy.
That's kind of wild. Okay. Can we run that back just a little bit, DJ? Please?
1 HP.
By
1
DJ,
HP.
But I didn't think that...
It must have been an insight plant, right?
They're even typing about it right now, Garen.
That's
yeah,
mental.
that is insane. He was so... What did they plant at that bomb site?
It's because the corner near the sandbags goes into long, right? So it's like, you know, it's not inconceivable, but that is longer than I ever thought.
Man, Daps has got like weapons of mass destruction over here on the Gen.G side.
WMD's
My goodness.
Making an appearance on Inferno, looking to set it ablaze. And for Gen.G, they're going to have to try to pick it up here.
Yeah, OC has a weird one, right? They plant, they get past him, and instead of like going apps or stalling or waiting for his team, he just runs up short and tries to take a fight, and obviously dies straight away because Gen.G had already taken post plants. It was a weird one. He could have waited for his team, could have bought time, but now he's got an MP9. Let's get flashed through. Oh, OC, he's just woken up on the wrong side of bed today, and he will get put down. Som with the Galil. Cloud9 are out of this round. They are not getting a retake on with 2 pistols.
I was just still bamboozled by the explosion of that bomb in the last round. It's like, you know, the whole round hasn't gone your way. You've already had to, like,
yeah, and you're thinking, oh, well, at least I get out of it with something, right? Like, at least you have the kit.
I got this cool USP. It's kind of cool. Like, nope. Wrong answer.
I am 300 miles away as well from any kind of explosions, any people.
That really takes, you know, when someone's on 1 HP and we say like, oh, you know, if someone breathes on them, they're dead. Yeah. That's quite literally what just happened.
Yeah.
You know, that's the, you know, in-game rendition of getting breathed on.
The Gen.G dragon breath almost.
Yeah.
Fire in the lungs. Should probably get some oxygen in there.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Actually,
yeah, man, oxygen with fire. That's like age-old remedy, you know, like just, yeah, man.
Wait a minute.
I meant more replace, but yeah, that would be quite the science project.
It's a real good thing that you're not any kind of...
important person.
Yeah, pretty much. 10 on the board for Gen.G. Not quite as savage as I was going to put it, but the sentiment shared. And now Cloud9, no money here in this round.
It's fine, Harry, because you can never take the high road because you're doing this with me. So, you know, we're both here.
And you guys are over there.
Yeah.
And that works out just fine for me. 10-7, Gen.G. Got to be feeling good now. A little pep in their step. They're going to have some weapons, whereas Cloud9, well, they haven't quite emptied their piggy banks just yet. Just a little bit of casual spending here. Necessities, though, of course. Som pushed all the way out. He's about to have a lot of friends. He's giving up a Galil to the side of Cloud9.
Oh, this is a lot of banana control for a round that has nothing behind it but utility for Cloud9. Flash up mid, Bentet hits it, but it's not a worry. He gets up without a problem. Automatic. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Floppy's found him, spamming the smoke. when he was blind. OC in the pit gets one. That's a good job done, as it's now put Cloud9 in the favor after the trade, and Gen.G have got to get the bomb planted. Kusta with a moto smoke, and Cloud9 coming in for a retake and around. They should have had no business winning, or now it's one where they can consider it.
Yeah, but look at the three-pronged attack here from the side of Cloud9. With the Galil coming from Halls, that's going to be floppy. Sonic real hurt towards Porch. Kusta's going to see that. Here comes a grenade. That might just be all she wrote. Don't think so. Real close. No cigar. Kusta on one. Now the trade inside of the site for JT. It looks like Kusta has to make a stand here. The last one left. 10 HP. Can he find the kill, or can he just buy the time? It looks like both. Good stuff here from the side of Kusta. And that's going to be around for Gen.G, regardless of getting the kill.
That was excellently played by Kusta. He dodges it as well. He jumps out of the graveyard as Floppy comes his way. And Floppy, he saves the AK in the pit. He gets away with that one, but it's going to be a Gen.G round. That being said, if you're Cloud9, can't be too emo about that one. That was an eco with a bit of utility. And well, they made it a very expensive round for Gen.G. 5 kills and a free AK taken out of it. Full buy coming through for Cloud9. OC with the AWP. And maybe this could be his time to warm up into the game. If he could start to find his form here and take some opening picks for Cloud9 here on the CT side, that could take them over the line.
A lot of presence here at Banana from the side of Cloud9. They try and get stuck in, and Buntet, well, that's an interesting turn of events. My goodness, Sonic, there ain't no running away from that one. OC now trying to hang around at the top of Banana, and will decide to get out of there. Is going to risk falling prey to that nade stack if he floats around. So he will back away, take a bit more of a passive lie inside of the site.
Some exchange of typing going on in there. Would really love to know what they're saying. Obviously not privy to it. As more often than not, you wouldn't hear what the footballers are saying on the field until afterwards, of course. Sometimes you don't even want to hear that. So, a lot of diving. Hey, man.
Footballers, are you on about soccer players when you said, gee, look at what we've done to this guy.
He's picking up English.
I've been here for a long time now. Big upkill from OC onto Bintet. That's going to create a little bit of an issue. Yeah, it really is. It's not a lot of damage there. Kusta with the response. That's going to help things. But ultimately, this is looking like another Gen.G round.
Yeah, the big wrap from Kusta really solidifies things here for Gen.G. And the best part about the position as well is it means he's even closer towards A. So after he kills the AWP inside of B, he can just run right back for the hunt. But I don't think he's going to be finding too many targets, too much prey in this one, as Cloud9 have pushed ult mid and taken the T apps. Pretty much the safest area of the map right now, given where Gen.G are. So it's going to be 12 rounds for Gen.G. This T side is excellent. Cloud9, they may have had a competitive first half with 70 rounds of their own, but Gen.G, 4 on the board in a row right now. No signs of stopping, especially not with Cloud9's economy getting swept from beneath them. Definitely buy here if you're Cloud9. You're going to take a bit of a hit with the utility, but it's so worth it. You've got OC on 6k, you can buy up that orb. He has an unfortunate round there again, right? Like, it gets one, dinked in the process for two health, and then Kusta's in CT and catches him before he can even back up into the B site. So we're never aware of it, were Cloud9, but they've got guns once more.
Yes, they do. Op back in OC's hands. He's looking targeted there for the top mid peak, and he's going to go for it. It's automatic on the other side. Who will come out on top in this duel? No one, because no one wants to peek Tim Ta at the bottom of ramp.
He will OC nothing in this round, at least not for the time being.
OC, can you see?
See who? No one.
Yep, not with that AWP at least.
Oh, Cloud9 with a gamble. This is a big risk, but it's what the scoreline calls for. 12-7 down. They're going to leave a lone B player, Sonic. Now, what's good for this position from Sonic inside of B is he's boosted. He can get a kill, drop off, and play retake. But that's still not, best case scenario for Cloud9 on the B bomb site, and especially not considering that's where things are looking like they're going to end up. Gen.G grouped and ready for the execute.
Look at this real stealth-like behavior. It's Bintet. He's up at the front of the pack, and he's going to go straight in here. Sonic boosted up is going to find him with ease. And now he's got to fall off, try to remain in somewhat control of this B bomb site.
retake on for Cloud9, and that kill from Floppy is going to help out massively. Now they try and get over towards Banana. Automatic on the angle, on this line, looking for the trade. Floppy just lying in wait while the rest of Cloud9 are all aggressing in through CT. Automatic, where'd he wander? Like, where's he thinking he's got to? Automatic goes down. And now Som and Daps have got to try and hold on to this bomb site, but overwhelming odds stacked up against them. Daps is in emo, and he might be feeling that way as well as he gets hounded down at the very, very end. Defuse comes in, and 8 now on the board.
Wow. For
this Cloud9 squad. They managed to get that retake in. Sonic doing enough over at the B side. That one kill on the drop down, right, falling off, taking the 5-on-4. Immediate kill comes in from Floppy to further extend that advantage. And the moment that Banana presence is showing, it becomes so worrying for Gen.G. They dedicate a man to it. Automatic falls in a bit of an unfortunate fight.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? The reason he's hunting that kill onto Floppy and why Floppy playing safe is so smart is because Automatic, he's the man meant to win that round. He's the dude who's got the bomb planted for him with the orb. And so the pressure is on him to get rid of that player in the backline so he can focus on assisting his teammates inside of the site. But Floppy, what a great play. I didn't think it would work because there's no reason Automatic would, think he's deep Banana. I thought it was obvious, but Automatic maybe thought he was saving, and that will result in Cloud9 picking up the round. Great grenade combo. The Molotov pushes Som into the logs, and he will get blown to pieces. JT takes the head off of Bentek, getting up as well, and Cloud9 are 5-on-3.
So you're probably sitting there wondering, well, Bentek, what the heck, man? Why did you run back into the tree? Well, that's because if he reassumes that position, then obviously Cloud9 are not going to check it again. They're going to assume that they've gotten that kill. It's, it's free reign. But that just doesn't pan out. Now, it does it either way. The whole round not really panning out for Gen.G.
Ooh, don't speak too soon. There's still Automatic left up with a lot of health, and he's got the wall back onto Motum. Oh, Kusta finishes the job. It's a team effort here from Gen.G. 2 Ts in the site, Cloud9 outside, and they've got the bomb planted as well. Excellent shot from Kusta. Harry, you said it yourself. This man has come alive for Gen.G. in the last few rounds of the CT side, and he's brought that into the T half as well. JT in a 1-on-2 retake. It's just not meant to be. Might be the save here for Cloud9. Oh, he's hanging around though. Seeing if Gen.G give him anything here. Not ready for the player boosted though. Automatic closes the round. But look at Kusta. He's got 18 kills. Where did this man find 18 kills? He's come out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's been in his back pocket this whole time. Just pulled him right on out. He's got him out here in the series. Again, a semi-final, a team looking to go into the grand final of things.
Yeah, that's the thing that's so nuts, right? With him being 0-6 down at one point in time, that means that these 18 kills have come off the back of 6 deaths, right? Since that initial kind of struggle early on, right, for Kusta. And so that puts him at like a 3-0 KD if you take those out of the equation, which obviously you don't, you can't, and you never would. But Daps over here at the top of Banana sets a very blistering pace to begin this round, trying to get in the face of Cloud9. There's the retake of Banana from this C9 squad. You like to see that, right? They molly over, they throw that smoke down on the Gen.G side, but they have conceded this top Banana control. And while all this is going on, while all the attention is fixated over towards B, T-Apps is getting pressured by Motum. And no one knows about this on the Gen.G squad. They likely never will either, till he pounces, and at that point, it's a little too late. In the meantime, though, Som has provided a double kill at B, and if that gets Gen.G into the site, this flank might be worth a little less. They do catch Kusta.
Sorry.
But yeah.
I thought he dropped the bomb there, sorry.
Yeah. He didn't drop a kit, though. I mean, that could have been confusing. Nonetheless, bomb is planted inside the B site. No harm, no foul, Hugo.
No. Plant is allowed with no problem, but the retake is on, and Cloud9 have actually grouped back towards CT. Maybe Gen.G are expecting more Banana presence. That's not going to be the case. Motum legged, Automatic, holding a pixel gap. This is perfect for the repeak, and it might come from someone because OC is still deep. Double Coffins play through the smoke. Floppy's got one. They don't know there's a man in the pool still, so Daps is the key here in this round, and he's got another kill. Stalling out on the site. He goes for another. Floppy trades, but the time, it's ticking, it's ticked, and it's talked. It's going to be Gen.G up to 14. Floppy has to save his AK.
That it is. Daps finds himself that big kill necessary, and albeit still would have been an almost impossible situation for Cloud9. You can't seem to lasso down his crosshair, trying to run away from him as he gets the second one. Ultimately, his teammates get it done, and we see a 14th on the board for Gen.G. There have been so many rounds in this half for Gen.G that they had no business winning.
I definitely feel like that won't be the last time we see T-App's aggression come through, right? When you think about the results that almost yielded for Cloud9. I think next time it's going to be important that they try and have him getting a bit more information, right? To allow those guys in the A bomb site to actually play off the back of it. And instead for Cloud9, they grouped 3 players over here towards B early on. Still worried a little bit about these fast B plays from Gen.G. But that has now come to a close. Floppy, at the very least, has dropped his utility down towards Banana, and that's going to leave these 2 players back inside of the site with a smoke and a flash still for later on in the round. Now, in amongst all of this, Gen.G setting up in the apartments. And it's actually automatic to find not just one, but 2 openers there, catching Bottom through the edge of that smoke. Buntet comes in with another, and oh dear, it might have to be another save here for Cloud9. A 2-on-4 retake at the A bomb site, not going to go their way. Automatic with 2 crisp opening kills to make this round come in. And Cloud9, in a way, you know, you got to feel bad for them because they're trying to make these adjustments. They're trying to switch things up, and it just feels like Gen.G are beating them to the punch in a lot of these rounds.
Check this out, though.
Oh, no.
Sam's even hunting, and he's going to take one of these rifles away. They know that JT's here as well. And look at this. The hunting squad have been dispatched. Look at that minimap.
Oh, no.
My word. JT, is he able to get away with this M4? He's hiding in the ruins. Gen.G, are they going to ruin his day? That's the question.
See, they don't actually have money, and that's why they're being a little more cautious about this one, because 3 alive, that's a profitable round. 2 alive, you're actually losing money. So Gen.G, they'd rather win money. They will, I say it, yeah, keep everyone alive, keep 3 up, and that's fine. At the end of the day, they have this huge lead, right? So it's not a worry, but you don't want to give anything away to your opponent at this point. You've forced, you know, max of 1 gun saved for Cloud9, and that's still an excellent round for Gen.G. So 15-8, 1 more to push them over the line.
Good shots from Automatic. Better game sense to hold for the guy on balcony in the second kill. All the difference maker here, and what is not all of the rounds. Gen.G are just 1 from winning this map right here.
Yeah, and it's Cloud9's map pick. That's the biggest detail, right? Like, we're heading to a Vertigo afterwards, and that's a map that really hasn't treated either of these teams too well. But Gen.G, they've only got 3 maps played on it, so you know you can argue that I'm sure they've done a lot in the practice, in the scrims, offline, and have a lot to show us later on. Right now, they're showing us a great T half. And 15-8.
Yeah, this could be all she wrote.
Yeah, Cloud9 in a bit of a predicament. Have they got any solutions? That ult push was really good. Harry, you mentioned the T-App's presence. Obviously, it's up against 15, but I'd love to see Cloud9 have another go at that one. They're not going to here because they've actually set up for a triple B and, you know, don't want to have an A player pushing and dying.
One of the things that's so insane is if you look at opening duels, they're 10-13 in favor of Cloud9. So they've actually started these rounds with man advantages a hell of a lot. You know, you think about how that banana control in particular has been working, right? And the early pressure's been great for Cloud9, but the trades have always been instantaneous, it feels like.
Definitely.
And it's like, you know, you put 1 man into it, you get that first kill, things are looking good, but it feels like every time you take 1, Gen.G take 2. And, you know, it's like a living, breathing. If you give them an inch, they will take a mile. Gen.G setting up over towards the top of mid, but this is not where the play is looking to end up, at least not with this initial kind of eye test of the round. There's still a lot of players down towards the bottom of Banana, holding on for any deep aggression. OC on this boost. Oh no, they didn't see Kusta getting close. And Kusta now just hidden in this smoke. Here's these players rotating away, pushes through. Motum does catch him. And this now leaves Gen.G in a bit of an awkward spot, right? Because they heard the rotation, and a lot of this round hinged on the success of Kusta. The fact that he's not able to get anything done now means Gen.G, they're like, okay, yeah, we were going to go B. That was the game plan, but we just heard them send like an entire army towards this bomb site, and so now they reconsider. Som is trying to sell this fake. The flash leaves him blind, and that will be him hung out to dry. Floppy down here in the pit, holding down the line and holding on to the A site. Just the slaughter of Gen.G in this round, and it might be a flawless one for Cloud9.
Yeah, Daps is all about damage in this one, but 2 seconds left, doesn't want to die after time, and, well, he doesn't have the choice in the matter. Gets 1, but there it is, the money gone for Daps, and maybe showing his face at long wasn't the smartest play after all.
Yeah, it's not looking like there's going to be too much of an investment into this round, but Gen.G, again, just sitting on that 1 round difference. Just one round to end this one and push them into Vertigo. That's all they got to be looking for. If you're Cloud9, you lose these pistols, that's a rough day in the office.
Yeah, I think Gen.G made the right call there in doubling back towards that A site, right? Like, they heard Cloud9 send 2 rotates towards B. So in Gen.G's head, there's actually 4 B players there, off of what the info that Cloud9 have given them. But because it was a solo B setup early on, that was not the case. Either way, they walk into the less stacked site, but it's a crossfire from Cloud9 that's able to convert. They were ready for that. They made the call. JT had already cleared Banana and seen the fact that Gen.G had gone back, so that wasn't really a surprise to Cloud9. Those rotates may be fast on Inferno, but not fast enough in this case. Full eco now for Gen.G, where they rely on the pistols to do something here, but by and large, we're looking at double digits for Cloud9. And what's nice as well for Cloud9 is even though they don't have any money here, this will be their chance. This eco will be their opportunity to build up enough money where they can never have to think about it again. And that's a nice feeling, right? Knowing you're just buying everything you can until you lose or until you pull it to overtime. And so Cloud9 need a clean round here if they want that to carry on. Otherwise, Gen can certainly, cause profit woes for Cloud9. Sonic and JT, though, holding the line with ease. Quick kills. That's a frag for Automatic. Sonic needs to stay alive. He needs to wait for his teammates, and he's at least taking down the opponents with no problem. Cloud9 get 4 alive. They find 10. That's exactly what they needed. For Gen.G, 5 opportunities to take 1 single round.
And you think, if Tim Ta can pick up that AK or that M4 and he can get some kill, you think it's possible. But ultimately, with no armor, it's just really impossible, actually. So here we go. Back on the weapons are this Gen.G squad. It's going to be Daps wielding the MAC-10, dropped by Kusta, who more than deserves the AK in this game. Him and Bentet have been on a tear. Sam not far behind. Here we go. Pressure applied to Banana early on. It's going to be a Molotov onto the car. Everybody on edge. A little bit tense around here. Daps goes for hero play after OC uses that AWP to take down Kusta.
It's a good early trade for Cloud9, though. It's put them a man up.
Something that's very, very big as well in this round, right, for Cloud9 is they have Sonic set up with this secondary AWP over at Banana, and having him in this position allows him to lock down this entire sightline. So this affords a 3-man stack for Cloud9 at the A side of the map. They've got even odds here. But Automatic, not a fan of the odds. He does beat them in this instance. Motton trying to hold it down from the balcony, but he gets dropped as well. The A site belongs to Gen.G. They walk in to a 3-on-3, the most stacked site in the game. And they managed to find all the kills. It's only Sonic left with this AWP, trying to be a hero up against some overwhelming odds on the other side. Automatic holding down the angle, and that is Gen.G. 16 on the board. They take the map pick of Cloud9, and they move 1-0